intense. So we had the fire episode. My God, the fire looked actually really, really well done. Definitely an intense episode, and a lot of interesting development for our knowledge on Black. He's not as obviously he's a bit darker than we thought. Into a lot of extreme stuff. White even near enough quitting where he on the spot because of what he just had to do. Very well done. We've got the mysterious masked person, which is another potential romance. So we're going to have probably 2 romances, which I look forward to. I look forward to the romances starting up a bit more properly. And I'm curious what Black's going to wake up and sort of throws off the dynamic, because he's going to wake up at some point, and I wonder what sort of dynamic that will cause and how White is going to entwine with the rest of the cast. Ooh, I think the premise is really cool, and we've got some really cool potential storylines coming up, so I'm looking forward to it. But guys, hopefully you enjoy the reaction. Leave a like, subscribe if you do. Check out my channel for the AniCrunch. Let's jump into this. 3, 2, 1.
มันประกาศพรุ่งนี้เช้านี่หน้าพวกพ่อก็โทรมาบอก
I forget he's still got to leave his double life as well. He can't just live fully in Black's life. That's quite interesting. I wonder how this new development of his personality is going to affect his everyday as White.
โดนแก้วบาดนิดหน่อยอะครับเป็นไรมากไหมไม่เป็นไรครับครับ
They want you to speak your voice. We'll make sure it's the voice that agrees with them.
หน้าที่แบบก็ต้องดูแลประเทศแล้วก็ต้องคำนึงถึงผลประโยชน์ของประเทศเป็นหลักส่วนตัวไว้เองเนี่ยจะคิดแบบไหนยังไงอ่ะก็ควรจะเก็บไว้ในใจ
I wonder if White's going to give us the more look in the political point of view because of his storyline as being White instead of Black, because he'd be getting into that sort of group of people.
พ่อภูมิใจในตัวไว้มากนะ
ไอ้แบล็คมึงไปต่อยกับหยกดิดีเหมือนกันกูไม่ได้ต่อยกับมึงมานานแล้ว
Next part. Oh, we're getting some training. I love the idea of this show. It's just so much fun. Such a cool concept.
อยากหาเพื่อนคุยก็ไปคุยโทรศัพท์ดิวะ
Don't want to cause any trouble. Bless.
แม่อยู่บ้านเฉยๆเดี๋ยวหยกจะดูแลแม่เองนะ
That's fair. Ooh. Oh, bless.
ถ้าแม่ทำแล้วเชิญที่ห้องสัมภาษณ์ได้เลยครับ
ไปก่อนนะ
โอติยากรเหรอ นายเป็นอะไรกับท่านทูตอดุลน่ะ
พ่อผมเอง
Yurovich kid I was just
เพ
talking
ราะว่า
about.
ทำไมนายถึงมั่นใจว่าจะสอบได้ นายก็คงจะสอบได้จริงๆแหละ โชคดีกับการสอบนะ
I threw him off
คน
the game
มากมาย
plan.
มีท่าทีเป็นมิตรเพียงแค่รู้ว่า
Is he going to throw the interview, or is he going to go through with it? I'm quite curious.
1 2ยับ1 2 1 2ยับ1 2 1 2 4 มัด
I think this is a good second Thai show to get into, because it gets you into the culture and sort of the political state of Thailand, which I have no clue of. So it's I think it'd be quite good for a foundation on my knowledge for the.
ต่อยหน้ากูทำไมเนี่ยโย
Obviously, I can't
ก็เหี้ย
base
เบ
a
ยนี่หว่า
country off a show,
นะ
but it gives you a bit more of an idea.
กูไม่ต่อยกับมึงแล้วกูเหนื่อยไอ้แบล็คมึงไปต่อยกับหยกดิกูยังไม่ทันเริ่มเลย
มึงทำกับกูเมื่อวาน
That's not how I expected that to go.
เข้ามา เข้ามาดิ
Now the flirting begins.
กูก็ไม่รู้ว่ะกูรอดูอยู่เนี่ย
เข้ามาดิ
Oh, fucking hell. Mate, the ultimate defense. Why? Use charm. Super effective. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, that was an uppercut. Jesus. That'd send the ears ringing, definitely. That was a bit cheesy with the music, but you gotta love it. Man just KO'd him. Just KO'd him and it's playing like the most upbeat song.
มึงเอามันไปนอนบนโซฟาเลย มึงก็เล่นมันซะแรงไงชอน ไปหาอะไรประคบให้มันเลย
Oh, funny.
แหม
มึงร่วงแล้วทีใครทีมันนะ
That sponsorship in there. You know, it would be great if one of the YouTube ads was actually to sponsor the show. Take my money, not me. You deserve it. Get that ad revenue. I wonder how much money they do make by having it all here for free. It's quite a unique business model, to be fair. It's not something you see. It's pretty cool. Like, it's dead easy to make. I recommend this. I recommend Bad Bunny to about 4 people now, and it's like dead easy to recommend it because it's like just watch it on YouTube.
เกี่ยวอะไรกับกูอ่ะ มึงเป็นคนต่อยมัน
Overall, I am enjoying the soundtrack. It was just a bit silly with the song last that little fight. It was that cheesy but bearable. It was just funny. It's just the way the music cuts off. It's just as he's been KO'd.
ไปช่วยหยกเก็บของหน่อย
But the soundtrack's
กูมี
been
เรื่อง
really
จะ
good
คุ
so
ยกับ
far.
แบล็ค
Yoke. I like Yoke. He's cool. So we've got Sean, Yoke.
แบล็คตามกูมา
Oh, has he not got the calluses? That black had. Soft hands.
มือมึงนิ่มจังวะ
Yeah,
Come
he's
like
got no
that.
calluses.
ตั้งแต่มึงกลับมาจากเผาบ้านอ่ะ มึงดูแย่ลงไงแบล็ค
ผมแค่เหนื่อยอะเฮีย ไม่มีอะไรหรอก
The calluses, the things that made my
มึง
hands
มาอยู่กับ
super
กูที่
rough.
อู่ไหม
ทำไมผมต้องมาอยู่ที่นี่ด้วยอะ
จิตใจมึงก็อ่อนแอด้วย มึงหลอกใครมึงก็หลอกได้ มึงหลอกกูไม่ได้หรอก
Yeah, he's probably trained you personally. That's not surprising, actually.
ตกลงจะมาอยู่กับกูไหม
God, I bet it's washing must be intense. 2 sets of clothes every day. Oof. Well, we're going to know by his dad's reaction how that interview went.
แต่ผู้ใหญ่ก็ชื่นชมแกนะเพราะกล้าหาญแต่ถ้าเป็นคนอื่นแล้วก็เขาปัดตกไปแล้ว
ถ้าเป็นคนอื่น
That's how interesting.
แต่ผมเป็นลูกพ่อสินะ ผมเลยผ่าน คนอื่นเขาสอบกันแทบตาย ทำกันแทบตาย แต่พ่อมาเล่นเส้นเนี่ยนะ
ไม่มีเส้นที่ไหนทั้งสิ้น นี่แกอย่ามาว่ากระทรวงแบบนี้นะ
เนี่ยแหละครับ สิ่งที่พ่อทำเนี่ยแหละ มันคือเส้นสาย มันคือการโกง
We are
กร
getting
รมการนี่
political
คือคน
here.
ที่พ่อพาผมไปกินข้าวไปทำความรู้จัก
แกอย่ามาพาดพิงเพื่อนพ่อแบบนี้นะ ชักจะเอาใหญ่แล้วนะไว้
It's interesting how, like, doing the gang stuff plus that thing's opened it.
ไว้
Getting, like,
แกจะไปไหน
2 sides to the story of each coin or some shit. So,
ไว้
he's going to go to the garage. So he hangs around his paintings for a little bit. So dramatic. Come on, yo, get your man. I'm gonna recruit you. I love unnecessary slavery.
ทำไมต้องให้มันนอนกับผมอะ
มันมีปัญหานิดหน่อย กูจะให้มันอยู่อู่1 เดือน
I guess it's his property, so
Well,
he can do what he
like-
wants. Force it.
ไม่เป็นไรเฮียเดี๋ยวผมไปนอนที่อื่นได้
นี่อู่กูห้องกู กูจะให้ใครนอนมันก็เรื่องของกู
แต่ผมทำงานที่นี่มันทำอะไร
มึงไม่ต้องพูดมากเลยชอน เอ้า ของ
ไม่เป็นไรเฮีย
เข้าไป
ไปนอนที่อื่นดีกว่า
ห้องกู กูให้นอน เข้าไป
Hello there.
ทำไม มึงกลัวกูเหรอ
He did like KO me
What
like,
I want.
a couple of seconds ago.
มึงเก็บของของมึงไปให้หมดเลย กูจะนอนตรงนี้ อยากนอนมึงก็เก็บเองดิ
Oh, we didn't say no. He's a big softy, isn't he? Saw his little hand and he couldn't do it.
ห้องน้ำอยู่ไหนอะข้างล่าง
Shouldn't you know where the bathroom is technically? It's interesting. Yeah, I never thought people do that. I always just put my mouth under the tap and get water. Never done that.
ยังงานไม่เสร็จชอน ไอชอน
He's gonna make. Oh, you know, he did give it you. Oh no! God damn it!
เอามาเฮ้ย
the bait. That's funny.
เล่นอะไรไม่รู้เรื่องเลยนะมึงอ่ะ กูจะไปรู้เหรอว่ามึงล้มง่ายขนาดนี้ปกติกระโดดถีบมึงยังไม่ล้มเลย รีบๆอาบกูจะไปนอน มึงก็ไม่นอนดิ เดี๋ยวมึงเสียงดังแล้วกูตื่น กูตื่นแล้วกูหลับยาก เร็วๆอ่ะ
God, that's such a painful thing to live with. My mum has that problem. I'm like, how? Like, once I can just go to sleep straight away. Like, if I wake up, I'm back. I can go straight back to sleep. It's like ease. I couldn't imagine the suffering of being like, if you wake up, you stay waking up. You stay awake. My English, great. Big spoon or little spoon? You're eating.
มึงอ่านหนังสือเยอะเหมือนกันเนาะทำไม ชอนช่วยยืนยันในสิ่งที่ผมคิดให้ชัดเจนมากยิ่งขึ้น กติกาที่แฟร์กับทุกคน จะเปิดโอกาสให้แข่งขันอย่างเต็มที่ แล้วถ้ามันไม่แฟร์ มันถูกต้องจริงเหรอ ที่เราจะเล่นนอกกติกา
That's where things get morally grey. Figures if everyone starts breaking it, they have chaos. And then they'll change the laws. Right. A good episode. I think it was nice to see sort of like, I'm looking forward to see more White's perspective in the political climate. I think this is a good way to open up our like eyes to what's going on. The whole like, what is it? Just having advantages in life, being born rich family and all that. So it's nice to see that point of it. And then he obviously coming showing the black storyline, which counteracts it. So yeah, and then he's moved in now to the garage. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Or the garage, I should say. I'm looking forward to seeing how he's going to interact with them now a bit more closely, especially with him like literally living with Sean, pretty much in the same room, sleeping in the same bed. Like, yeah, their chemistry is going to just grow rapid now. I really like Yoke. I like Yoke. I like his storyline. I think it's really, really good. I think like I'm looking forward to see how his and the Master Man's dynamics going to evolve as we go forward. And yeah, no, and I'm looking forward to some more gang stuff kicks off. So yeah, no, I think a very interesting first 3 episodes. I think it's like set up the story nicely. I feel like this is where we start to get into the meat of it. I'm feeling it. I'm getting into the mood, and now that we moved into it's the same place, I think it's going to be even better. Patreon comment says, Feather in the War report. I love the idea of White, who was separated from Black over a decade and no longer knows him. Getting to know Black now through the impacts he leaves as a vigilante and a leader, getting to know Black through people he knew and become really interested and compelling compared to the glimpses that we actually get to see of Black. Really clever character work. Yeah, I look forward because now I'm really curious what Black is going to be like when he's back up on his feet and what it's going to think of White. That's going to be so interesting when that comes into it. White and Black are my favourite characters. I adore their exploring their dynamic and against each other, even in those times where they ain't actively interacting with each other, but rather White is thinking about his perception of his brother. I look forward to seeing more of the series. Thank you. I'm looking forward to it again. You put a bit of a longer comment now. Speaking on a lack of promotion for this series, it's more because of the political situation in Thailand and any kind of grudge MTV has against Gun and Off, or the BL ship. Thailand has experienced a number of political shifts recently, including more than one coup d'etat. You have to be extremely careful how you discuss / criticise the government, political leaders, and especially the monarchy, or you will get real bad for you. I very doubt that. Like, I live in another country. I think the thing I'm not even worried about is as well, I would never comment on another country's political situation because I don't live in that country. I wouldn't criticise a government and political leaders. I guess you can, judging what they do. Now, you can have opinions and stuff on like Putin and stuff like that, and not be part of the country or like any other world leader, like Trump or whatever. Depending on, you can have opinions, but I wouldn't like really. It's not my place to criticise a government that I don't actually live under. Like it's one of those things in it, or like the cultural differences, just the way the systems work, how countries' history. It's like there's so many things. I think too many people make such a face value assessment. Now it's good to discuss them. Like I enjoy discussing different dynamics and like different political systems. I love politics. Politics is my favourite things, and I love history. So like I do love discussing those sort of things. I love playing devil's advocate. I didn't actually know Thailand was still a monarchy. I've got to be honest, I didn't know that because there's not many monarchies left. Like, I know Japan still has their royal family. I think Sweden still has a royal family, I believe. Don't hold me to that. I know England has obviously a monarchy. So I didn't know Thailand had a monarchy though. No, definitely interesting. I think, yeah. Like I say, it's. I guess I take back what I said because you can criticise and discuss the government of another country. I just think my opinion's a bit invalid. It's not like my opinion's going to change much. Like yeah, so no, I'm interested to learn more about the situation, and I'm definitely, obviously, I can only take a TV show so serious when it comes to political stuff because it's not like you never get a full story until you lived in the country. So yeah, no, I didn't realise Thailand was such a political mess, because every country is a political mess. Like Britain's got its own fucking problems, along with like every country really has got its own problems. Like no country's perfect, and even when a country is perfect, it's still gonna have its critics. It's just the way it is. So that was interesting. In the last few years alone, there has been a lot of civil unrest, including protesting, government crackdowns, human rights activists getting detained or disappearing. Seems a bit similar to what's going on in Belarus at the moment. I think Belarus had someone run, they arrested him, then the wife ran, and then conveniently a bunch of the polls shut down, and then conveniently he won, and they've had the same like presidents for like 25 odd years. So where was Thailand actually a line? I never really thought about it. 2020 to 2021 Democrat movement protest, the leaders of the protest were kidnapped / disappeared. And it all could be researched later off camera. Seems a bit similar to what's going on in certain other countries. It's kind of scary thought that political opponents can just disappear like that. I'm very for that. It's a hard one. I know there's a lot of BL series that's set in university, but this is the first one that I had to have characters still in university, as is clear reference to the recent human rights division in Thailand, which has been spearheaded primarily by university students. That explains that the show's quite heavily on the human rights aspect at the moment. You know, it's the first episode, Sean's bedroom door at the garage has graffitied a bird that looks remarkably similar to the Hunger Games Mockingbird. This is basically a reference to the fact that anti-coup protests adopt the Hunger Games three-finger salute and other as part of their protest against 2014 Daiku. The 2020 protests also use a symbol as part of their activism. It's quite weird. I like they use fictional logos. It's quite interesting. Thanks for this, by the way. That's quite informative, to be fair. There are other things that reference the real world, political and social landscape, which others who are definitely more knowledgeable than I have talked about online as well. Anyway, I write all this because one of the ways I think GMMTV decided to handle the potential power keg this show could have been in the network is by letting it fly under the radar with promotion somewhat. They also shifted focus to the international audience a bit more, and I think there were several rewrites for the series to pass censorship, which we certainly discuss more when it is relevant. Even still, the show does an admirable job conveying political situation, and I wanted, despite all of that, it's actually the thing I enjoy most about the show, even about my deep love for Gunn and his performance as White and Black. And sorry for the essay, no need to apologise. No, very informative. I enjoyed that. I think it was just gives me a bit more background, what's going on. Like I say, with any political situation of the country, you could sit there researching it forever. That's the thing what I find fascinating. But no, that's very interesting. I actually like I say, I think this show is going to give me sort of like a bit of a background for other shows I watch. I think this is a good second BL, definitely. The second good Thai show to watch to sort of get me more grounded in what's going on. So I think that's pretty cool. No, thanks for informing me. Symphony Port is actually, since Merlin reactions that I followed you, for some reason I couldn't remember if I did How I Met Your Mother before Merlin, but I did Merlin way before How I Met Your Mother, I believe. So yeah, of course. I remember the essay comments. Yeah, no, the essay comments was great, mate. The Merlin comments, I remember getting excited reading them. He was like one of the first people who like left bigger comments. And I remember reading them and I remember enjoying it. Now quite a few people leave bigger comments, like Feather Noir. Like, I really do appreciate longer columns because I enjoy reading them. Like I say, it's like an interaction back and forth, and the fact people have been leaving longer comments since is all great, and I do enjoy it. It's the reason I wanted to start doing the read, because I'm a bit shit at typing. Like, I'm not much of a texter or messenger. I prefer to get things out in words. Mainly dyslexia, because my words don't come across as well, so I prefer like talking like this. So that's why I prefer how I do the Patreon comments at the end. I just think a bit more fun interactions. But no, I'm really enjoying the Thai BLs, as I've watched two more of Afghan after finishing Not Me. Jesus Christ. And they have improved a lot over the years, but the chemistry was great from the start, and I really enjoyed Theory of Love. Back to Not Me, this episode is filmed so well, the fire is so immersive when the characters are going through the flames to look for the graffiti artist and White. Also, the way the flames are filmed in slow motion and faster, it looks both terrifying and beautiful. No, I do agree that it was actually looked pretty good at the same time. The behind the scenes of how they filmed it is quite interesting too. I'm actually quite interested in that as well, actually. Glad they got behind the scenes for that. We'll gradually find out more about Black, and we're still completely in the dark in these episodes. The choice of not telling us but having the viewers divulge everything through White's eyes is interesting and makes the entire experience watching completely immersive. Also, putting the characters in dangers kind of early on made me care more about them and would happen to, despite knowing so little about them so far. The scene where White is talking to Black just shows how he's really struggling to understand the twins' actions. White is also away from Thailand for quite a long time. He clearly, it just showed, like, because he's been away from that time, just being in that interview, just talks to that one person, just like opened his eyes loads, so it just shows how much does he need to open his eyes to. Between no following the news when he was still in Russia and is actually going back now, he's Black. The scenes when Black nearly dies scared me because, as you said, this can happen at any time, and at the most convenient times too. Their connection is scary. I'm looking forward to where you see more about the mysterious Maxwell, and the moment Yoke draws him in, it makes me gasp. Can't wait for the next reaction. This is my second rewatch, and it's having you point out things that I missed the first time. I'm glad you enjoyed, Cynthia, and I am having a lot of fun. And as usual, guys, thank you for your time for the Patreon comments. Much appreciated. Yeah, and I hope to see you guys next week. I'm excited to see